Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So this is by far my most favorite function that I've heard come out of BlizzCon. And it's not given a lot of love, but because I think it is such a little thing, but I think it can make a giant impact. So as you can see on screen here, we have multiple specs for the Druid. Okay, Druid we're just doing an example out of. Now, dual spec is something that we pick two different specs and you're able to swap between them. I don't know if you guys remember the old days where you had one spec that you were, and if you wanted to go another spec, you had to go to town and you had to you had to respec there, and you didn't have that luxury to be able to go between two. Now what they're doing is they're actually giving us the luxury of being able to go whatever one that we want. So instead of having a dual spec, you're actually going to have you're going to have four specs if you're a Druid. So you're actually able to swap between all of these without having to go to town and, learning another class or another spec and so on. Now, I think the cool thing about this is they're actually going to keep all your bars, because if you like to play, let's say if you're a warrior and you like to play Fury, Arms, and Prot, well, your bars are always messed up when you're, swapping in and out from town, learning this spec over this spec. They're actually going to keep all your bars, so everything's going to be really fluent, and it's going to be really good. Because on my Druid, I play every single spec, because every single spec I feel is unique to the Druid, and I love healing on it, I love tanking on it, I love Feral for PvP, and balance I love to farm. So being able to swap in and out whenever I want, if I have two different specs at the moment, let's say I have Feral and balance, because that's usually what I run, the two that I run, and one of my friends comes on and they're like, hey, you want to come tank? Alright, yeah, I can come tank for you. I have to go to town, it's just an inconvenience. So to be able to just switch right away is super fantastic. So how this is going to work is Druids are obviously going to be able to choose between the four, and then all the other classes except Demon Hunter are actually going to have triple spec, and the Demon Hunter is just going to have the dual spec because they have the two specs is all. So overall, I think that is one of the best features that I've heard out of BlizzCon, and it is a minor thing, but I think it's going to have a giant impact, especially when it comes to raiding, being able to swap between all of these different specs. Especially, let's say you're a hunter, and maybe a certain fight calls for, maybe a certain fight's better for this. Maybe a certain fight's better for that. Same thing with Warlock and Mage and so on. You're actually able to practice all these specs, because let's be honest, as an Affliction Warlock right now, I have Destro as my my off spec, and I don't even touch Demon Hunter. I don't even touch Demo at all. So being able to actually have Demo there, I can actually go back and practice that spec, because, we always swap between what is the best spec during what patches. So Affliction being the best right now, with arguably Destruction being really good too. And then Demo is not a bad spec, it's the numbers, you have to be able to play it really well to be able to go through all those and not have to go to town. I just think it's amazing. Alright, so I'm starting to ramble and starting to go over things. I'm just thinking about all the possibilities that you can do with this, because there are a lot of different things, but it is what it is. Alright guys, so what was your favorite feature at BlizzCon? This was mine. I know it's small, but this was mine. Fantastic. It is what it is, and I'll talk to you guys soon.